Here you don't read so much the Ramayana, huh? Yes, she said only one day on Ram-Navami, but Gurudev is saying, in the time of Gurudev, Srila Narayana Maharaj, for 1 month he used to read the Ramayana. 1 month, 15 before and 15 after the Ram-Navami, only they were reading Ramayana. So how did Gurudev appear? From the Ram-Navami. Because it was Mauni-Amavasya at that time, when Gurudev appeared. And his family was full of devotees of Rama. In the Mauni-Amavasya, everyone is chanting the names of Rama. In Bihar, generally the people are devotees of Ram. So Gurudev is from the village of Tuaripur. So Gurudev is from the village Tuaripur. Microphone, Chama para botar o microfone no Vana Madura, que é esse aqui. So the people of that side of India, they are devotees of Ramchandra. So what is the meaning of Mauna-Amavasya? Maybe you remember, no, sometimes I also say the day where Shiva became silent. What does it mean he became silent? He didn't speak. It's called silence. But Srila Bhakti Saraswati Pada described that silence is actually not speak anything else except Krishna Katha, except Bhagavat Katha. Não speak any other Katha except Hari Katha. Talvez seu pai queira ouvir seu irmão, sei lá, não sei, tá no quarto. Traduz. That day, Lord Shiva was only speaking, remembering about Rama-katha. Any other katha? No, only Lord's Hari-katha, Rama-katha, because Parvati-devi, some said she had doubted her husband. Sorry, not husband, doubted Lord Rama. Not only that, she doubted, and also she lied, like she was a hypocrite. You know the story, huh? What do you know about the story? Okay, so once Shiva was sitting and he was smiling or laughing. When she saw him laughing, like smiling, she asked, "My husband, why are you laughing? Why are you smiling?" He said, because today my Lord, he explained, Ramachandra is performing pastimes is like a human being. Very beautiful pastimes in Ayodhya. So I'm remembering his pastimes, and I saw how Ramachandra, he was in exile, and then he went to Dandakaranya. I also saw that the wife of Ramachandra, Sita-devi, was kidnapped. She was kidnapped. Ravan kidnapped Sita. And then my Prabhu Ram, how he was just like a lusty man, calling out, Ha Sita, and crying for her, searching for her. Hearing this, Parvati became doubtful. Doubt came in her heart. How is it possible? The symptom of Bhagavan is that he knows everything. Sarva antarjami. If he knows everything, so why didn't he release Sita from the clutches of Ravan? Like, if he knows everything, why he doesn't quickly go there and just take her back? Then this actually, then Shiva said, this is the Leelas of Bhagavan. But Parvati said, we are demigods, demigoddesses. We also have some like knowledge of, like, even we know, like, we have also a little bit of this knowing everything, not all, but we know also. Even we know where is she, we know where Sita is, and we could also take Sita from the clutches of Ravan. But if your Prabhu Ram is really Swayam Bhagavan, why doesn't he know? And why he's not taking Sita from the clutches of Ravan? Then Shivaji thought, this is his pastime like a human being. Not about Leela. Even though Bhagavan knows everything, he's completely innocent. Sarvagata, but he's Mugdata at the same time. Even though he knows everything, he's just like an ignorant person, like naive, he doesn't know anything. So Parvati, she doubted. So she went where Rama was performing his pastimes, where he was calling out, Ha Site, Site, Site. Seeing the beautiful flowers, like in a lake, for example, somewhere, Ramachandra thought, oh, maybe Sita is hidden here. And Ramachandra calling out, Sita, Sita. Sometimes he used to go where the beautiful lotus flowers were blossomed. And Ramachandra was thinking, maybe Sita Devi is hidden amidst these flowers. And he was crying for Sita. In this moment, Parvati-devi came dressed as, or in the guise of Sita. And Ramachandra was crying, hey Sita, hey Sita. Sometimes you're going to one side, behind her, in front, like in the back. So Parvati came in the guise of Sita, and she was coming in front of Ramachandra. Ramachandra didn't even give attention to her, just going to the other side. 2-4 times she did this, and then Ramachandra told, hey Devi Parvati, why you came here alone? Mahadev is in Kailash, waiting for you. He's waiting for you there. Tá gravando a tradução? Tá funcionando esse negócio? Já ligou de outro, ouviu de outro celular? Then she was ashamed. She was so embarrassed because I much never recognized her. Then she finally had the faith, okay, he's the Parama-Bhagavan, he knows. When Parvati arrives in Kailash, Shivaji asked her, did you want to test him? Did you want to test him or not? They wanted to test if he's Parabrahma Bhagavan. Then she lied to him. She said, no, I didn't go anywhere. I didn't go there, no. This was her lie. Then Shivaji in meditation, he went to see the meditation if Parvati was telling the truth or lying. And he saw in meditation she's lying. Another point is that Parvati, she took the form of Devi Sita, Mother Sita, the worshipful deity. Then she was like, you took the form of my worshipful deity. So from now on, I'll not give you a place at my left side, I mean, as like my wife. You have to sit in front of me because not my wife anymore. Husband and wife, they should, how do they sit? Woman left side, husband right side. So from that day on, in his mind, Shivaji gave up on Devi Parvati. So Shastra explains, Samshayatma Vinashati. If you have a doubt, everything will be finished for you. If you have a doubt in Guru and God, Bhakti-devi will be forever disappeared. Means it will finish forever in your heart. Bhakti will disappear if you have doubts. So she never doubt Guru and Bhagavan. In different kalpas, we see the Sati-deha Katha. How Sati-devi gave up her body by different reasons in different kalpas. So this lila is one of the special reasons why she left her body, Sati-devi. Devi Parvati, she saw, and her life was useless now. So she was born as the daughter of the Himalaya, and the lila continued. From that day on, Shiva became silent. So Shiva was only chanting holy names. Silence doesn't mean not to speak anything. Mauna-Amavasya means you speak only the holy names, only. So that new moon is called Mauni-Amavasya, the new moon of the silence. The Venu-gita, this word is there also, Mauni. The birds. When Krishna was playing the flute, hearing the sound of the flute, all the birds of Vrindavan, they used to come very close to Krishna. And seeing the beautiful form of Govinda, all the birds would become completely charmed, enchanted. And all the birds, they used to sit on high branches of the trees, and they used to see Krishna from the branches of the trees. So all the birds were hearing the sound of the flute of Krishna. And that's why the birds, they were sitting on the top of the trees. Why? Because they could see Krishna wherever he was standing. They could see him. Where? Gurudev? Where? That place of Jai Gurudev you saw. When you go for Madhuvam Parikrama, there's one ashram of Jai Gurudev. So he sits in a high position. So the same way. The birds, they sit in the branches of the tree. Why? Because wherever Krishna goes, they can see him. Prayo Batamba Bihaga Minayo Vanayasmi. Prayo. This verse is so beautiful. Verse of Venu-gita, where you find the birds of Vrindavan. One Saki is telling another Saki. Amba means? A mother. Amba means mother. Amba means mother. So one Saki is telling another Saki, calling the other Saki as mother. Why calling the other Saki as mother? Especially between women, when a very special mood comes suddenly, so naturally, this word comes from the mouth. Which word? Mother. Maya. Mayari. This word mother is comes spontaneously from the tongue at this moment. Sometimes. Do you understand? That's why. Even though here could be like some rasabhas, still one Saki is calling each other how? Mother, Amba. Oh, so beautiful, the glories of Vrindavan. Oh, my friend. Here she's not calling the friend Sakim as mother. Oh, my mother. So when there's some astonishment, became amazed by something, astonished, then naturally this word mother is coming. Astonishment. Like if you see something suddenly, then you feel in your heart one mood suddenly, like surprise, shocked. Like something you never saw, and suddenly you saw it. So when you see it, you, Mayeri, like, oh my mother, oh mother. In Sanskrit there are some, like aho also sometimes. You study Sanskrit? What do you study? Physics. Who studies Sanskrit here? So when you become shocked or amazed, then you're like saying this aho, the word aho, or also amba, like mayere. Sudden expressions. So look at the birds of Vrindavan. Oh my. What are the birds doing? They're just like monis. Very calm and quiet. Sitting on the branches of the trees. With a very... they're completely one-pointed and focused. Their minds completely focused on Krishna. And they're just seeing Krishna, looking at him. And all the birds of Vrindavan, actually they're not birds. Who are they? Great munis and rishis that are manifest in the form of birds. Just to see Govinda. They feel so much happiness in Govinda. And because of this happiness, Ananda, bliss, they become completely stunned, not moving. They cannot move their bodies. They become completely stunned. In Vrindavan, these birds, who are they? Great munis and rishis that are manifesting in the form of birds. Just to see the beautiful form of Krishna. So first of all, they are seeing Krishna, and at the same time, they are hearing the sound of the flute. So they become completely stunned, not moving. Because of one of the astasatic vikaras is stambha, means become stunned. So romanchakam pass through tears, shaking body. One of the ecstasy symptoms is to be stunned, not moving. When Krishna would play the flute, such a beautiful sound would come from the sound of the flute. according to Datta, Anudatta Sarit, it's different intonations, like high and grave. The sound of the flute was so beautiful. So the birds would become stunned in hearing the sound of the flute. And then these birds, when Krishna is playing the flute, fifth, seventh, when the sound of the flute is in the fifth note or fifth note, then the birds would also follow the sound of the flute, chirping, they used to sing in the fifth note also, the birds, together with Krishna. But when Krishna was coming to the seventh note, like higher pitch, then the birds would just become stunned. So they would become silent, only hearing the sound of the flute and completely absorbed in prem. First of all, they were singing Govinda, and second of all, the sound of the flute they were hearing. Look at the birds. First of all, so they're eating like some food. They're eating leaves, but when they heard the sound of the flute, they completely stopped. When hearing the sound of the flute, they even shut their eyes. Why they shut their eyes? The birds. They saw Krishna, and then with their eyes they put Krishna to sit inside of them. So they want to keep Krishna inside. They don't want Krishna to go anywhere. That's why they shut their eyes, so Krishna will not come out of them. So meditating what they saw. Mind completely controlled, and with the eyes shut, again you're remembering what you're meditating upon. This is Dhyan. They're not remembering speaking about anything else, like the birds. They're only thinking about Govinda, only Govinda, Govinda. So this word, Munayo Bane Asmin, is expression in the verse. Oh Mother, in this forest all the birds have, they are sitting on the branches of the trees to see Krishna. With those eyes, and they were simply listening in silence to the sweet vibration of his flute. They are not attracted by any other sound. Surely these birds are on the same level as great sages. The birds live in the forest and they keep their eyes closed. They keep their eyes closed. Why? To keep Krishna inside their heart. First of all, they are meditating. When you meditate, you should close your eyes. Close the eyes. Shut the eyes. and meditate. But actually, they had the darshan of Govinda. Even with the eyes shut, they are seeing Govinda. Another point, they don't want Govinda to go out of them. They put Krishna sitting in their eyes, so they never want Govinda to come out ever again. Very beautiful, these explanations. So the Munis are in silence. Why the Munis keep silence? They don't discuss material things. Only they want to meditate in Govinda and remember about Govinda. Anyway, let's continue. So Shiva became in silence, remembering Govinda, or remembering the pastimes of Lord Rama. So that's why the name of the day is Mauni-Amavasya. And the people of that place, Bihar, was chanting the names of Ram and bathing in the Ganges. Bathing in the Ganges and chanting holy names. Everyone. Amidst this moment, Gurudeva appeared. It was like in the lunar eclipses. Everyone also started chanting the name of Krishna, Ram, and at that moment Mahaprabhu appeared. In the same way, Gurudeva, Maharaj, when he was born, everyone was chanting the names of Ram, doing kirtan. Then Gurudeva appeared at that moment. So the appearance of Mahaprabhu and the appearance of Gurudeva there is only one difference. Mahaprabhu appeared on the full moon day, Purnima, and Gurudeva appeared on Amavasya, means new moon night. This is the only difference. But both of them, they appeared in the middle or amidst the holy names, the chanting of the holy names. So Gurudev used to say, since my childhood, I had so much taste for the Ramayana. Everyone in my village always used to chant the names of Ram. I saw when Gurudeva used to speak about the Ramayana, I saw Gurudeva would become so absorbed, crying, like tears coming from his eyes and everything. I remember one thing about Gurudeva. In his village, some uncle he had, So if somebody would chant the name of Ram, he used to say, why you chant the name of Ram? So wherever he used to go, his uncle of Gurudev, small kids used to run behind him just to tease him, teasing him. Ram, 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 kids are chanting. So what is the meaning? Actually, he just wanted to hear the name of Ram. That's why he was saying this, so that kids would tease him and chant the name of Ram, actually. He was not against Ram. Externally it looks like, but actually no. He wanted to hear the names of Ram. Gurudeva used to say, when he used to come out of the house, all the kids would run up to him to tease him. To tease him, like chanting the name of Ram, and he was like, no, don't chant. And then the kids were chanting more. By the mercy of Ramchandra, all the Munis of Dandakaranya forest, all of them, they were born in Vraja, in the womb of the gopis. They attained the body of a gopi. And also the mood of a gopi. Then they had association with the nitya-dhama gopis, and then they were able to join the Ras dance. Directly they went to the abode of Lord. They attained vastu-siddhi, and they became parikaras, associates. There are some stages for the sadhaka. Sadhana siddhi, bhav siddhi, swarupa siddhi, vastu-siddhi, parikara. First you have to have perfection in your sadhana. Sadhana siddhi, then bhav siddhi, then swarup siddhi, and then vastu-siddhi, and then after this, then you go to the abode of Lord. Before vastu-siddhi, you cannot go there. After attaining vastu-siddhi, then you go to the abode of Lord. Then you stay there as like a parikar. For example, Radha, Lalita, Vishaka, they are parikars, eternal associates. The jiva, when does bhajan sadhana goes there, the jiva does not become a parikar. The jiva becomes like a parikar. That's why it's called parikar boligane, like Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentions. You have to do bhajan under the guidance of the eternal associates. Serve under their guidance. There's only one difference, one speciality. Nikatagata-seva, closed service, and the durgata-seva. So the associates, eternal associates, they generally only they perform the Nikatagata-seva, means closed service. When the jiva goes there, must serve as durgata-seva, far service. But sometimes these eternal associates, they give mercy to the jivas and also give some chance. They perform a closed service. Closed service means, for example, do you understand? For example, to directly decorate the body of Radha and Krishna, something like that. This is called Nikatagata-seva. Durgata-seva, service, pluck flowers. Durgata-seva is you collect something for the service of Radha and Krishna. For example, you pluck the flowers, or you make a garland, You make the garland, you make a garland But you have to give it to Lalita Vishaka, and they will serve Radha Krishna with that thing you gave. So, the jiva, when it becomes liberated, even though attaining the position in the Goloka Vrindavan, they serve like this. First of all, under the guidance, durgata-seva, and from far, durgata-seva. And the Parikaras, they serve independently, svatantra-mayi-seva. Svatantra-mayi-seva, you know the meaning? Means when they serve, they decide themselves what they're gonna do. How today we will serve our Pushpa deity. With which flowers we will serve them. So they decide. Who decides? Lalita Vishaka, for example, and etc. Or Manjari also. So this is Siddhanta. So their service is called svatantra-mayi-seva, independent service. And the jiva becomes delivered, gets delivered and goes to the spiritual world. They serve under the guidance, durgata-seva. But still, they're so humble. Like Lalita Vishaka, Rati Manjari, Rupa Manjari, they're very humble. So sometimes they show this humility. And they take advice. They ask for advice. What should we do? What should we do today? Like this shloka is explained. Nikunja yunorati siddhi. Alibiri means Sakibir. Means inside the Nikunja. Wherever Radha Krishna are performing these confidential pastimes in the Nikunja, Nivritta Nikunja, when they are there, how both of them will be served, how their meeting will take place, how their decoration will take place. So all these decisions, so the eternal associates, they ask for advice also. So okay, so tell me, what do you think, how do you think today the service should be performed? Oh yeah, I was talking about Gurudeva. Gurudeva had so much faith for Rama and Sita. So we're reading the Ramayana, right? Bhagavatam describes that the original Ramayana is Valmiki Ramayana. The original Ramayana is the Valmiki Ramayana. The original Ramayana is Valmiki Ramayana. What is the verse? The original Ramayana is the Valmiki Ramayana. So on the basis of this Ramayana, all the Ramayanas were manifested in different languages. India is such a diverse country. India में
कोई ऐसा देश नहीं है.
There's no word like no country like India. So many different cultures inside India. Different food, everything, but all the different cultures of India, they're tied together by one rope. For example, when you make a beautiful garland, we have to collect flowers, right? So, but how you bind all the flowers together? By one thread, right? So with one thread you bind many flowers. From the south to north of India, north to south, east to west. There's so many different kinds of people with different languages. They speak, they behave different, so many things, but they are bound by only one thread. What unites all of them? The Katha Rama Krishna Prem. The Katha Rama Krishna Prem. So it's very different languages are in India. Punjabi, for example, is like a little bit similar to Hindi. Isn't it? And also Bengali and Hindi are mixed also. Okay, until Orissa, okay. But like in the more south of India, it's completely different. The languages are completely different. They're not similar to Hindi or Bengali or Punjabi. Will you understand a language from South India? If you go, for example, to Kannadi, there's this language, Kannada. Telugu, Tamil, you will not understand anything. Not even one word, one syllable you cannot understand. You cannot even read also. Have you been there? So I have seen Punjab and Tamil Nadu also. Gurudeva ne gaye? Gurudeva has been in these places. And I've seen. Wherever Mahaprabhu has gone in South India, I have seen all these places where Mahaprabhu put his lotus feet. Beautiful places. इधर है? Now I'm staying more in Western countries. Not Western countries, Idar means this side of India, no? Anyway, from Bengal, there's not so much difference in the languages of this part of India. For example, hai, in Hindi they say always hai. They were saying that these languages like from North India, Bengal, they're similar. There's some small differences. In Bengal, ache instead of hai. But it's like same everything, the rest of the language is same. But when you go to these places, I became in shock when I went first time. And people don't speak Hindi in these places, in South India. And they don't speak. They know Hindi, but very little. They speak more English. No, generally they speak their own language. They don't speak Hindi there. even though Hindi is the official language of the country. They're against the Hindi. But all of them are bound by only one thread, the katha of Rama and Krishna. The people of the south, they are more devotees of Ram or Shiva. South Indian people. I went to Kazakhstan. Aí é Pakistan.
तिरुपति बालाजी लेकिन वो कृष्ण को नहीं मानते.
There are Vishnu temples in South India, but so many Shiva temples.
राम नहीं मानते. मम्मी और बेटे उल्टा सीधा बोलते हैं उनके लिए, कृष्ण के लिए.
Even some people even worship Ravan. They don't worship Ram, but they worship Ravan. Some people worship Ravan in South India. And they burn Ravan,
दशहरा पे.
on day of Ram Navami, they burn Ravan. Here in north of India, but in south of India, some places they worship Ravan instead. Some people are like this. They say Ravan is higher than Ram. I say, oh yeah, the day your sister will be kidnapped, then you understand who is higher, Ravan or Ram. Then you see who is higher. Understand? Ravan, he gave so much trouble to a woman, and you're saying that he's higher than Ram? So that's why I say, the day that your daughter will be kidnapped by someone, then you understand who is higher, Ram or Ravan. I want to see you say, oh, let's free this person who kidnapped my daughter from the jail. The person who did something to my daughter, let's see, release him from the jail. Will you say that? No. Ravan was very evil, vicious person, but some people really think that he's worshipable. They praise Ravan so much. He has qualities, yes, true, but he used everything in doing bad things. God gave qualities to everyone, but you can use the good qualities in good things, then this is good. But if you use your qualities in something bad, then it's useless. Anyway, I'm saying this because India is such a diverse country. So many different people with different languages, different climates, different food. If you go to South India, it's so hot. But here in the north, very cold. In, for example, Himachal Pradesh, even it's snowing there, it snows. But people from all the languages, they're bound together by one thread, the katha of Rama and Krishna, the love of Rama and Krishna. So from Ayodhya, Bhagavan went where? That's it's shown wherever he's been, and everyone is bound by this Prema Sutra, this rope of love. There's no one in this country that does not remember Bhagavan Rama. That's why I told. When the Ramananda Sagar TV series Ramayana was being broadcast in the TV in India, everyone was so happy seeing Ramayana. Even the atheists also, they were watching the Ramayana on the TV. Amazing. In the road, even the roads, they used to put in Mathura road, used to put a screen in the middle of the road, and everybody would stop, no car, nothing. Everyone was, all the cars, everybody stopped just to watch for 1 hour. In the middle of the roads, everything, from 9 to 10. 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. What is the meaning? The Katha of Bhagavan Ramachandra gives so much happiness, ananda. That's why people become attracted. So much happiness in the Katha of Rama Katha. Even the heart of the atheists will melt. They melt. So beautiful Ramachandra's Katha. Those who hear Ram Katha in their heart doesn't melt, they're like animals. Because the animals, they don't have any discrimination. Ram Katha is so sweet. What I want to say is that original Ramayana is the Mool Ramayana. Original Ramayana is Ramayana of Valmiki. So on the basis of this Ramayana, the other Ramayanas were written in different languages of India. But sometimes they a little bit change too much, like something which is not written in the original Ramayana. Some people, they wrote their own, some kathas in their own languages, which was not in the original Ramayana. That's why when you read the Ramayana, you should read which Ramayana? The Ramayana of Valmiki. In Bengal, there's the Krittivasi Ramayana, is in Bengali. So there are some things which are distorted, means not original in the Ramayana. It's not proper. It's like opposite some ideas, some meanings, not distorted. They say that Ramachandra worshipped Devi, for example. And because of this, you see, nowadays people worship so much Devi there, and all this. It's because of this. So Valmiki Ramayana is the main. And how did Valmiki manifest the Ramayana? When Valmiki went to bathe, he was bathing, and he saw in that lake there were two kinds of birds. I don't know English name. Kroncha and Kronchi. One kind of birds, aquatic birds. They were having loving, amorous pastimes. I mean, not pastimes. They were loving each other. And then a hunter came, and he killed the male bird. And then the bird was like in pain, agonizing. So they're separated from each other. And the female bird was so upset, and then Valmiki saw this and his heart melted. So Kroncha Pakshi, this kind of bird, is a kind of crane. Okay? So Valmiki saw this female bird suffering, and also the male bird was dead, and so angry he told one verse. Hey, cruel hunter, these two cranes, you separate these two birds, so you'll never find happiness. So in this way, the hunter gave a curse to the hunter. Valmiki gave her curse to the hunter. Then when Valmiki Rishi came back to his ashram, he was chanting his mantra, but his mind was very disturbed, flickering. He was thinking, why did I curse that hunter? I am a sadhu, a saint. The jivas, they are suffering, enjoying their karma, each their own. So why did I curse him? Like, I have nothing to do with what happened. Then Brahmaji appeared. Brahmaji told, hey Valmiki Rishi,
श्लोक निकला
actually this shloka that you cursed the hunter, that kind of verse, you should start describing the pastimes of Ram in the same metrics, chanda. So by the mercy of Brahmaji, he manifested Ramayana. What is the verse? Very beautiful verse. Tomorrow I'll speak about it. What is that verse?
जो वाल्मीकि ने बोला कौन सा श्लोक जो वाल्मीकि ने बोला
Gurudeva used to say all this katha. And Valmiki Rishi, he told some words to the hunter. You have separated these two birds. And because of this, you never find happiness. So who is the hunter? Hunter is the Ravan that separated Ram and Sita. So Brahmaji inspired him to tell these pastimes of Ram in the same metrics. So Brahmaji came and pacified Valmiki Rishi. This anger is actually not anger. It's actually Shuddha Saraswati herself appeared in a lotus mouth and wrote this shloka. What is this verse? It's here. Manishada Pratishtanam disappears. Okay, later I'll speak about it. This verse is very beautiful. So the Ramayana was written based on this verse. At that time, Gurudev used to read Valmiki Ramayana. Because the Valmiki Ramayana was written in a very pure way. Others, they're written according to time, place, and circumstance, different language. Still, North India, in the North India, the Ramcharitamanas of Tulsidas is very Lokmaniya. Everybody accepts it. Everyone gives respect to it.
Authorized
It's very famous between the people. People give respect to Ramcharitamanas. It's written in a very beautiful way. The mood is also very beautiful. Understand? Ramcharitamanas, especially in the Ramcharitamanas, Tulsidas wrote mainly he just wrote the Sanskrit shlokas of the Bhagavatam in a very simple language in Hindi. The Ramcharitamanas. For example, this one. The shloka explains that the human birth is very rare. Labdas durlabhamidam bahusambhavanti. He wrote in Hindi as the Ramcharitamanas. He wrote this in a very beautiful way. Bharabhaga Tanapaya Sura Durlabha. The same verse in Hindi is present. So those who don't know Sanskrit or cannot remember the Sanskrit, very easily they can get the meaning in this Hindi Ramayana. Bharabhaga se Manavatanapaya. The same meaning. The human birth we got in a very good fortune. And this human birth is rare even for the demigods. We want to go to Swarga and get the body of a demigod, perform pious deeds and go to Swarga. People think, if I give sugar to ants, this will be enough pious deeds to take me to Swarga. People think this. I'm doing jivas, serving the living entities. So you're feeding sugar to the ants and you think this will take you to Swarga. Or give 2 blankets to someone and 4 clothes and then you go to Swarga. You think it's enough? To go to Swarga, you must do Agnista home. Means gigantic fire sacrifices and feed many people, many donations, many charities. You think you give 1 handful of sugar to the ants? Oh, I have served so many living entities. I served billions of living entities with all this sugar. So with 10 rupees, I bought 1 kilo of sugar and served so many living entities. And you think this will take you to Swarga? To go to Swarga, you must do this Agnista home, is one very big sacrifice. And do so many things, so much donation, so many pious deeds. Then you can go. Otherwise, you're thinking 10 rupees will take you to Swarga. 10 rupees only. Many people do this. They get 1 handful of atta, like a white flour, and they're feeding the birds. And they say, oh, we're doing jiva-seva, serving the living entities. So to go to Sargaloka, people, they do so much renunciation, austerities. They want to serve the living entities, jiva-seva, then they go to Swarga. And then you attain the position of a demigod. You understand? Position like Indra, etc. get in the positions of Indra. But then you have even more lust. Come? Lust.
No.
Like the story of Nahus. He went to Swarga, so he became so absorbed in lust, so he wanted to enjoy the wife of Indra, Shachi, this Nahush, this king. So he told some rishis, carry me on the palanquin. So he sat on the palanquin, Nahush sat on the palanquin, and they're going very slowly, the rishis. So with his feet, he was like touching the saints, like so they would go quicker. And the saints said, foolish, lusty man. First of all, you're already being carried by us. Second of all, you're doing this. Because he said, go quickly, go, go, go. The sadhu said, because he said, sap, sap, like this means quickly, quickly goes, but also means like snake. So that's why the sadhus gave him curse, he'll be like a snake. So people want to go to Swarga, but the demigods, they want to come to the earth planet and get the human body. Why? Because with the human body, we are able to attain Bhagavan. So Tulsidas wrote beautiful mood in this verse. So much good fortune, we got this human body, which is rare even for demigods. Sura Durlab means rare even for demigods. Even the demigods also want to get birth to be born as a human being and do bhajan. Only in the human body we can do bhajan. Actually, in the body of demigod and other bodies, it's very hard. It's very hard to perform bhajan. So that's a very beautiful way in Hindi. So if you would write in very, how to say, polite language, like language of cities, it's a little bit difficult, like in a more polite. Like because so many Sanskrit words are there. But the people of the village, they're very simple. So he wrote in this very simple language. The Ramacharita-manas is written in a very, very simple language. Even a person who doesn't know how to read and write, a person who doesn't know how to write or read, illiterate, can understand. That's why the Ramacharita-manas is in everyone's hearts in India. Automatically they all take it in their hearts. So Ramayana, original Ramayana written by Valmiki is in Sanskrit. And Sanskrit is a hard language. It's the language of the demigods, Deva Bhasa. The demigods speak Sanskrit, it's very high class. So if you don't have knowledge of Sanskrit, you'll not be able to understand the meaning. But the Ramacharita-manas is so beautiful. Very easily everyone can understand. Literate persons, like those who have studied and instructed, can understand. And even an illiterate person can also understand. Like those who are grazing cows, this kind of people. Very low intelligence or little intelligence. Small intelligence. Who graze cows? Those who have small intelligence. That's why Indra abused Krishna, calling him these names. What he said? Balisha. Translation?
जिसकी बुद्धि नहीं,
stupid,
who has no brain.
who has no brain. So we should study read the Ramcharitmanas. It's very beautiful, and you get all the knowledge of the Bhagavatam automatically. You can sing the Ramcharitmanas. The shlokas of the Bhagavatam in Sanskrit are written in a very beautiful and easy way, simple way. Jai Shri Radhe. Very sweet Ramachandra Katha. Read the Ramayana.